Hello everyone, I'm Taylor Bampico. For today's video, I'll be discussing my latest AR build, the Aero Precision M4 Carbine. Now before I go any further, I'll ensure this firearm is clear. Empty. Let's continue, shall we? For the longest time, I wanted an AR that was stamped M4 Carbine. I was aware Colt manufactured like that already. However, I figured I'll just build it myself. And of course, with AR-15 receivers so difficult to find right now, when I saw this one, I didn't hesitate to buy it. So once I had the receivers, I decided I didn't want a regular 16-inch barrel. I went with a 14 and an 1/8-inch barrel. Now, while this Rock River Arms barrel is marketed as a 14.5-inch barrel, that's including the barrel extension. To get the actual length, you'll insert either a cleaning rod or a dowel into the barrel with the bolt closed. Then at that point, you'll mark the dowel or cleaning rod and then remove it to measure it. Now, in order for this firearm to be classified as a rifle under the National Firearms Act of 1934 instead of a short-barreled rifle, which requires an extensive amount of paperwork, which we won't get into that in this video, I used a long A2 flash hider, which is 2 inches in length, which has been pin and welded, bringing the barrel length from 14.13 to 16.13, just over the minimum 16-inch requirement. Unlike the Car-15 build I have where the weld is blatantly obvious, this one I did spend a little bit more time. Of course, it was much easier to grind off some of the weld so it wouldn't look as hideous, but there is a weld there. You'll feel it if you run your finger over it. In fact, here's a close-up picture of it. In true M4 fashion, this is a 1 7-inch twist barrel. It is chrome lined and chambered for 5.56 NATO. It does have the double heat shield handguards. I had planned on actually using the Knights Armament quad rail, however, because it's not an M4 profile barrel but a heavy barrel, the handguards didn't fit. I'll use those handguards somewhere else though. The bolt carrier group is by Aero Precision. It's the phosphate, not the nitride finish. Before this firearm was assembled, I did consider having the upper and lower receiver Cerakoted. However, I figured I'll just leave it the way it is this time. In order for this firearm to be more in line with the Aero I was going for, I did get one of the retro stocks from Brownells. From what I understand, these were used on their Car-15 builds as well. And personally, I like the look of this stock versus the newer ones. Now, the reason I was going to have the Knights Armament quad rail, I had planned on having this particular carbine be a clone to the one used in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Of course, with this being a heavy barrel, not an M4 profile barrel, as I said, the handguard didn't fit, so I just used the traditional double heat shield ones. However, using these handguards, this is more in line with the M4 used by Snake and Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Which I'm not going to complain, I like that game too. Funny story about the markings on the M4 receivers. About a year ago, I did see someone who also had one of these. I could tell it was one of the earlier ones by Aero Precision because there were no decimal points. What I mean is, on this one it says property of USA and there's decimals after each letter on that particular case. Also for caliber, it's 5.56mm, where on the one I saw it said caliber, or just CAL, 5.56mm. I'm like, is that the bullet from Super Mario Brothers? So now it does have the decimal points and the periods where they need to be. But it really didn't matter to me, I just wanted my M4. So some of the footage you just saw, I didn't have the carry handle on it. I did have a regular Magpul iron sight on it, because originally I was going to put the other handguards on it, but I didn't know at the time that the quad rail wouldn't fit, so I switched it out and just put the carry handle on this one to complete the build. So overall, I really do enjoy having a basic M4 carbine. Would I recommend someone building theirs? If they don't have the tools or knowledge, just buy it. And of course, right now, it will be much easier to find a complete carbine versus all the parts you need to assemble one yourself. Unless, of course, you already have the upper and lower receiver, which are two of the more difficult parts to find right now, the exception, of course, being a barrel and BCG. I have seen some of those parts here and there, so who knows? more than likely this firearm will receive another video and I'll be shooting at greater distances. Time will tell. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Click that bell icon so you're notified when I upload new content. Leave any comments you have in the section below and have a good day. See ya!